Congratulations to our survivors.
Yeah, we're still cleaning up the carcasses from week 1. But in all seriousness, today we're going to be talking about the 3 pillars of debate. All right, these 3 pillars of debate are things that are definitely going to help you throughout the rest of the year.
Pillar number 1, the scientific elements of an argument, or ARE,
which is A-R-E exclamation point.
Assertion, reason, evidence, impact.
We're going to look at each of those individually. First, assertion.
Suppose you're trying to make an argument. You start with what you believe.
Which is your assertion.
OMG, she did.
Oh, no. The zombies are coming!
After your assertion, everyone may not agree with you. And that's why you provide part 2, your reason.
Your reason is the logic behind your arguments. It gives your listeners, or whoever else you're talking to, a reason to trust you. There's something right there! It's right there! No. Third of all is evidence. I took a selfie with them. Oh, yeah, well, running. Yeah, it's right there.
You look good.
Yeah, it's a good filter. Ew! Evidence is the research that supports your reason.
For example, facts,
Things that are obviously true,
statistics,
numbers, research, or other forms of data,
or empirics.
historical examples that verify your claim. And lastly,
Impact! The impact of your argument is why it matters to the judge or the person you're talking to. So as a whole, your argument should look like assertion,
Dogs are better than cats
reason,
because dogs are capable of detecting lung cancer, whereas cats are not.
evidence,
According to Science Daily, August 18th in 2011, the dog successfully identified 71 samples with lung cancer out of a possible 100.
impact.
Therefore, dogs have unique, life-saving medical purposes that cats do not.
Now we're going to give you some practice examples to work through. We're going to give you an assertion, and then you finish out the reason, evidence, and impact. Joseph and I are going to be doing the same thing. You can pause the tape, work out your answers, and then compare your answers to ours.
So the assertion is going to be that America is the best country in the world. Time starts now.
Okay, we're back, and here's what Joseph and I came up with.
Our assertion, again, was that America is the best country in the world. Now remember, next in line is our reason, and the reason that we have is that America is exceptional, or unique. The evidence that we have behind this claim is empiric, so again, relating back to history. The evidence is namely that America is the first country to be formed by the people, for the people, of the people. The impact of this is that America is the most people-friendly country, a country that everyone would like to live in.
Now, disclaimer, what you probably came up with was very different from what Joe and I did, and that's totally okay.
And you'll find that even within the same argument, there are many different reasons and many different pieces of evidence that you could use to support your original claim. Let's try another one. The next assertion we have is that Batman is more successful than Captain America. Alright, well here's what Charlotte and I came up with.
Our assertion again is that Batman is more successful than Captain America. Our reason is that the Batman movies made more money than the Captain America movies. Our evidence, which is statistical, is from IMDb that the box office money gained from the Batman movies was $2.5 billion, whereas Captain America's movies gained $1.1 billion. Our impact being that Batman has more or better fans. Alright, let's do one more. Our third assertion is that Humpty Dumpty is real. Remember, pause the tape and go work this one yourself.
And we're back. So remember, the assertion we had was that Humpty Dumpty is real. The reason that we had behind this is because many people have seen him, eyewitness testimony. The evidence that we have is a type of expert opinion, and it's Theodore Geisel who, from the New York Times, reports that he was seen frolicking in Walmart near the dairy section. And the impact is that everyone is going to want to see him now.
Now, in round, you wouldn't actually label your arguments like we did with the A, R, E, and exclamation point. Instead, it would sound more fluid and something like this.
All right, my next argument is that more American Indians should have internet access. After all, most Americans right now have that same opportunity. In fact, a report from IWS reports that 91% of Americans have had internet access. That's taken from the year 2012. After all, Judge, no class deserves to be disadvantaged.
Notice how Joseph didn't actually label his pieces of his argument, but you could still pick out the assertion, reason, evidence, and impact.
Next, Charlotte is going to give an argument. Remember the 4 parts of a good argument. This time, you're going to listen to Charlotte's argument and see if you can pick out all 4 of those and write them down.
GM vehicles are unsafe because their standards are too low. News Observer said in 2014 that 17 million GM vehicles were recalled. So if you're driving a GM, you could be driving in a death trap.
Notice how quickly Charlotte was able to pack in all 4 parts of a good argument. Her first assertion was that GM vehicles are unsafe, and the reason behind this, she added, was that their standards for safety are too low. Remember the evidence that she cited, namely that 17 million of them were recalled. And the impact of her point? Like she said, if you're riding a GM, you could be riding in a death trap.
We're going to do one more, and Joseph is going to present it. Be listening for the 4 parts of an argument.
My next argument is that stereotypes are still alive today. Security personnel can be made more attentive by certain types of attire. In fact, a TSA report notes that people are 70% more likely to get a pat-down if they're wearing Middle Eastern attire. So what you wear really does matter.
Joseph did a great job of being concise and putting in each part of argument structure. The first piece being the assertion that stereotypes are still alive. His reason being that certain types of attire can put a security guard on edge. He stated for his evidence a statistic from the TSA report, and finally concluded with an impact that what you wear does matter. All right, great job. Now we're going to send you in an email a few more examples like Joseph and I did and like you worked through during this video. Bring those next time we come to debate on September 8th. So now stop watching this video and go do your homework.
And you know, if you don't do your assignments, these things are loaded.